Okay, this is it. This is the night, okay? We're down here at Zouk, and this is FBAA, okay? Fitness Best Asia Awards, okay? Now, check it out here. We're getting ready to walk in here. We're going to be talking to one of the judges. It's Chris Watt. So come on over here. There he is right there. There's Chris right there. So we're getting ready to talk to him. Very nice to meet you. How are you? Sounds good. In the greatest picture possible, okay? Folks, excellent. This is Chris Watts, okay? First of all, check out these duds. I mean, that's just fantastic, okay? Chris, I know you have to go inside. No problem. And what we're doing is we're just talking to Singapore right here. Yeah. But I want to find out more about you. Okay, can you just answer one question for me? Yeah. Now, I know that most of your time has been spent with recovery, injuries, and these types of things. So what has been one of the most challenging recoveries that you've had with a client?
Well, I had somebody coming in once from Saudi Arabia that came to Hong Kong for a period of 5 days because his doctor had told him that he was going to have all 5 lumbar vertebrae fused. And he didn't really feel that that was a very good option for him. So he wanted just to come and see what how the program would help him. So I basically helped to what I call decompress his lower spine and his hips. And a lot of the issues that he had, some of the irritation, some of the pain, actually after 5 days of working 2 hours a day disappeared. It doesn't always work like that because, as you know, everyone is different. There's no absolute correct formula. But when you have a hip lumbo-pelvic dysfunction, misalignment, the chances are that's going to create a lot of unnecessary torque, unnecessary pressure or compression in those areas that he was feeling discomfort. And most of the orthopedics in Riyadh, where he was from, didn't recognize that there is a soft tissue component to his problem, which we were able to address and resolve, which was fantastic.
So he actually found you and came to you for that one specific reason. And to this day, how is he doing?
Well, it's so interesting because after that experience, he said, my wife and I, for all sorts of reasons, have moved to London. How would you like to come and open up a clinic in London?
Wicked.
That was in 2005, and we actually had a year off from Hong Kong, opening up his clinic in London, and I was able to train a whole bunch of people, help him open it up. And, you know, we do occasionally chat with each other, but I didn't have actually a business relationship with him. I just basically was a consultant. But it was a fantastic experience, and one I shall never forget.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But that whole decompression thing sounds brutal.
Oh yeah.
When you're explain to us.
Yes.
When you say decompression, what exactly are you doing? Because the thing that comes to my head is the chiropractic chair. Is that a part of it, or is there something different that goes on? What is your unique way of doing it?
Well, the way I do it is I observe tilts. So some people have significant tilt in the body. You can see it by the way they carry their clothes. They're actually leaning too heavy to one side. Now the forces of gravity do not stop coming down whether you're standing straight, weight bearing correctly, or whether you're leaning to one side. The problem is when you're leaning to one side, those forces on that side that you're leaning towards tends to exacerbate. So you tend to compress the dominant side that much more. So you've got tilt, and you've got twisting, and you've got rotation. So if you have a combination of tilt, torque, or rotation, anywhere through those 365 joints that we have in our body, and through those various bony landmarks, particularly around here where all your movement stems from, you're going to have potentially a lot of soft tissue strain. And what I do is I unravel all that. It's like a decompression before you, well, it's like a deconstruct to reconstruct. This is the way I like to look at it. So you deconstruct it, it's done very gently, because if you force the body, the nervous system, which is guarding those positions, or guarding your movements, because your body always finds the most comfortable position to get out of pain. Like at night, for example, we sometimes sleep in this position, sometimes in this, and actually we do that as a subconscious movement in order to get us out of discomfort. So the ultimate sort of approach is actual fetal position. So you're in full fetal position is ultimate flexion, and then yes, you sleep. Some people are in that position to get rid of unnecessary pain and irritation that they have, let's say in their lumbar spine. But it can also be in the shoulder, it can be in the neck, anywhere else. So when you have a forward head posture like this, and you've got a lot of irritation, some of that is a guarding effect, and it looks bad. It is bad because it actually stops a lot of things like your hormones from working properly, and it also changes your physiology. So your breathing patterns change, the way you, let's say, feel about things as well change as well. Your mood changes. So there's a lot of things that happen that when you're not quite properly aligned. So corrective postural work is what I do.
All the corrective posture.
Yes.
Isn't that brilliant, folks? Just listening to him, I'm like going, oh my goodness, I want to attend his university. But what's so cool about that is it's not he knows his stuff. Chris knows his stuff. And then look at him. Wouldn't you want to come and be with him? Because it's not about going to a doctor's office, because he just and just the articulation and the comfort. Chris, that's beautiful, man. Okay. Thank you so much, man.
It's my pleasure.
You're going to be in there. You're going to be judging. You guys are going to put down your mandate.
Yes,
and so we'll see you later on.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome.
Great pleasure.
Okay, bye-bye, Chris. All right. That was Chris Watts, dudes. And this guy is he's just like rocking. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go on to the next judge, because they're very busy. They're getting ready to go and make their 40% stake on who is going to be winning this and who is going to be coming into second, third place, and the people who don't win. So let's just wait for just a moment. We're going to have Steve coming in. I tell you what, for the meantime, let's just walk in here. Let's see if we can find some individuals here. And we're looking for, as you can see right here, what they're doing is this is the red carpet, and they're taking shots of individuals as they come in. So it's really cool, man. It's just like, and Zouk always throws down, so it's really quite interesting as to what they're doing here. So we're going to wait. We're going to find the next judge to speak with, but in the meantime, we're here at Zouk, and this is the Fitness Best Asia Awards. And so what they're doing inside here is they're going to be working with over 20 categories, but there's 4 main categories of things. Oh, we have someone coming right now. Oh, no, we don't have anyone coming right now. Okay? Whenever you're ready. Yeah. Okay. You gonna take 5 minutes? Sure. 5 minutes will be great. Okay. And so that was Steve. Okay, you remember him from earlier. And so what the Fit Best Asia Awards is all about is they have about 20 categories, and these 20 categories, they run with 4 main areas that they're focusing on. Okay. And that first area is facilities. The second area is individuals. The third area is branding. And the fourth area, okay, the fourth area has to do with what they call Vanguard, okay? These are the areas that they're actually working on in order to judge. And so what's happened, folks, is as of January, I think it was January 16th, so it's been about 4 months, to April 30th, last month, they tallied up all of the votes from the public, and then the judges take over. The judges take over, and then they sit down and decide on who's going to be the winner. So they've been going around the region and looking at all this stuff. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. So from there, they will take a 60-40 split. That means that 60% of the votes will come from the public, which is you, and 40% of the votes will come from the judges. And then they tally all those together to decide on who is going to be the winner in each of those categories. And remember what we were talking about earlier about Susie? Well, Susie is going to be performing inside here, and that's going to be quite remarkable. We're gonna catch that, but I'm not going to tell you what she's doing yet. Remember, it has to do with a pole, and it has to do with sweaty, and it has to do with rubbing. Okay, you probably guessed it by now. So until we get the next judge out here, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to sign off for just a moment. We'll come back to you in just a moment. I'm Bill Calhoun. This is Bill's Body and Brain broadcast. We'll be right back at you. We are at the Fitness Best Asia Awards here at Zouk. We'll get back to you soon.